What's the creepiest thing you discovered about someone? There was something seriously off about Mrs. Fisher, but nobody else on our street seemed to notice. Everyone thought she was the sweetest old lady, you know, the type who'd spend all day on her porch and wave at everyone who passed by. She'd show up at your door with homemade pie the second anyone got the sniffles and never forgot a single birthday. But something about Mrs. Fisher just felt wrong to me. Maybe it was how she knew exactly when everyone left for work and came home down to the minute from sitting on that porch all day, always appearing at your door within seconds of bad news like she'd been watching and waiting. Or maybe it was how her homemade pies all had this weird metallic taste that she said was just her special ingredient. It could be what happened to the Coopers after they ate one of her pies. Their whole family spent 3 days hallucinating and screaming about spiders crawling under their skin, but the doctors found nothing in their blood work. Mrs. Fisher visited them every day in the hospital, patting their hands and saying they just needed rest. 2 weeks later, Mr. Cooper disappeared. His wife said he had suddenly decided to divorce her and move to Alaska alone. I was hauling our garbage to the curb one afternoon when the most disgusting smell hit me from Mrs. Fisher's trash bins. The stench was unbearable, like spoiled meat soaked in cleaning chemicals. It made my eyes burn. Mrs. Fisher was struggling with these massive black trash bags that were dripping this nasty dark liquid all over her driveway, leaving gross stains on the pavement. The second she saw me looking, she rushed to cover everything with a blue tarp and started explaining how her freezer died and ruined all the prime rib she'd bought for Christmas dinner. Such terrible timing and what a waste of money. Something about that explanation bothered me. That smell was more than spoiled beef. It had this sharp chemical burn that attacked your sinuses like bleach and ammonia. But why would she lie about her freezer being broken? The more I thought about it, the weirder it seemed. The next Monday, I decided to actually show up to Mrs. Fisher's book club. She was always inviting me to join since I liked reading. I brought cookies and acted interested in their discussion about some mystery novel I hadn't even read. About halfway through, I excused myself to use the bathroom, and Mrs. Fisher waved me toward the hallway without even looking up from her book. Instead of going to the bathroom, I slipped through the kitchen and down to the basement, my heart pounding so hard I was sure they'd hear it through the ceiling. The second I got down there, I knew something was seriously wrong. The smell hit me first, like meat gone bad mixed with hospital disinfectant. There was medical equipment everywhere, the kind you'd see in an operating room. I found shelves of journals filled with detailed notes on everyone in our neighborhood. In the corner, there was a huge freezer that was definitely working because I could hear it humming. My hands were shaking as I opened it. That same chemical rot smell from her garbage hit me immediately, so strong I had to cover my nose. Inside were packages wrapped in plastic, each one labeled with initials and dates. The packages were different sizes, some small, others larger, and shaped strangely. I took photos of everything with my phone, trying not to throw up from the smell. I could hear the ladies laughing upstairs and knew I'd been gone too long. I quickly closed the freezer and rushed back upstairs, flushing the toilet in the bathroom and running the water before returning to the book club. Mrs. Fisher looked at me strangely. "You're awfully pale, sweetheart. Not feeling well?" I said I was fine and sat through another awful 30 minutes of discussion, the smell from that freezer still in my nose. I drove straight to the police station with the photos on my phone. Within an hour, they raided her house and discovered that the packages in the freezer contained human remains from at least 17 different people. The journals detailed 40 years of her stalking, culling, and pulling a Dahmer. When they walked her to the police car, she looked right at me and said, "Your mother figured it out too, you know. That's why she had to go."